tonight, this is the real deal. We are now inching closer and closer to truth and to justice, and we're holding those that abuse power accountable. For 2 years on this program, we have watched a political persecution, all based on lies and a hoax driven by anti-Trump hatred and literally wrecking the very fabric of our society. We have massive developments tonight on many fronts. The Attorney General Barr went before the Senate Appropriations Committee today, and the boomerang I've been telling you about is now in motion. It is headed right back in the direction I told you it would head. And we also have a brand new, just released today, closed-door testimony from the General Counsel of the FBI under Comey. And it is full of massive examples of upper echelon FBI DOJ abuse of power. And also, just breaking moments ago, multiple outlets, including the Wall Street Journal, reporting Greg Craig, the White House counsel for Barack Obama, expects to be indicted over his work in Ukraine. We'll have more on that in a moment. Also, we begin with our Hannity Truth Watch with a question. How did all this happen? How did it all begin? We've got to get to the bottom of this, or we will never have equal justice and equal application of our laws, future elections, and yes, potential presidential deep state coups will occur. Now, today, the Attorney General, he delivered a bombshell development during his testimony before the Senate Appropriations Committee. Exactly what we've been telling you for over 2 years is true. Take a look.
Yes, I think spying did occur.
Well, let me...
But the question is whether it was predicated, adequately predicated. And I'm not suggesting it wasn't adequately predicated, but I'd need to explore that. I think it's my obligation. Congress is usually very concerned about intelligence agencies and law enforcement agencies staying in their proper lane, and I want to make sure that happened. We have a lot of rules about that. And I want to say that I've said I'm reviewing this. I haven't set up a team yet, but I have in mind having some colleagues help me pull all this information together and let me know whether there's some areas that should be looked at.
This is downright scary. Every single American, it's not political. It's not Democrat, Republican, blue, red. This is not about politics. We give our law enforcement officials, our intelligence officials, the most powerful tools of intelligence. They are never to be weaponized against we, the American people, much less a political campaign at the height of an election or to undo an election. Where are all these civil libertarians on the left? Where are the liberals calling for investigations? You got Nadler, Schumer, Blumenthal. They're freaking out tonight. They're calling the Attorney General. They're calling on him to retract his truthful remarks. They clearly can't handle the truth. Speaker Pelosi said Barr was off the rails. Imagine. Pelosi said that about someone else. Funny.
Let me just say how very, very dismaying and disappointing that the chief law enforcement officer of our country is going off the rails. He is the Attorney General of the United States of America, not the Attorney General of Donald Trump.
Well, apparently she and other Democrats, they don't want Barr to perform the proper oversight and follow the law and the DOJ and the FBI, which is his job. They who advanced the Trump witch hunt, they who lied for years are exposed as the frauds that they are. They don't want the truth. And the mainstream media, they're trying their very best to play down all the bombshells we have tonight. Washington Post, fake conservative writer Jennifer Rubin actually calling on Barr to be impeached. Her fellow far-left conspiracy sycophants at MSNBC, tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, MSNBC, fake news CNN, also trashing the Attorney General. Gee, they didn't do that to Rod Rosenstein or Mueller. Take a look.
I spy an Attorney General giving credence to conspiracy theories. It feels like that basically the Attorney General gaslit the country.
Bill Barr, one of our nation's most respected lawyers, a two-time Attorney General, turn in his tortoiseshell glasses for a tinfoil hat.
Barr has made really clear, I'm going to be an engine for the President of the United States. I am not the Attorney General for the country.
The Attorney General of the United States in a dog whistle to Sean Hannity is a big deal.
He is a flunky for Donald Trump, he's not an independent thinker. He sounds good. He seems sincere. But if you look at what he does, not what he says, then you see the actions of a hatchet man here, and it's really disturbing.
Conspiracy theorists for 2.5 years lying. The very people that lied for 2.5 years. They don't want their tinfoil hat conspiracy theories, their lies exposed. They've been pushing it every second, every hour, every minute of every day, including their coverage of this very topic just a few months ago. Take a look at this.
What we've seen and heard from the president in the past 5 days may be the biggest lie of all. Repeatedly, and with no facts to back him up, making the outrageous claim that the so-called deep state spied on his campaign.
This phony baloney story about a spy on the campaign. To call them a conspiracy theory is to give them too much credit.
The notion that somehow the FBI planted someone inside the campaign to spy on the campaign is just not true.
This unproven narrative of a spy being placed inside his campaign.
Did the intelligence community spy on President Trump and his campaign?
No, we did not.
They did, and they've been lying for 2.5 years and lying to you, the American people. President Trump was right all along. We were right all along. They have no character, no ethics, no integrity. They should be apologizing, retracting, correcting all the damage they have done. They just doubled down on lying. And the media, the Democrats, they are so blinded by this hate, this rage, they are incapable of seeing the stone-cold truth right before their eyes. Let's look at this. July 2016, we know the FBI opened up a counterintelligence investigation into the Trump campaign aide, George Papadopoulos, after he spoke with an informant. Maybe even before this. We know in that same month, the FBI attempted to wiretap campaign associate Carter Page for no good reason. We know that in July 2016, top Obama officials, including Susan Rice, the year 2016, they ramped up their unmasking efforts a whopping 350%. Final year, the election year, in October 2016, the FBI began successfully spying on Carter Page after getting that FISA warrant by committing a fraud on multiple levels to the FISA court. Using Clinton's bought and paid for Russian lies, they never told the judges that. The bulk of information were unverified, uncorroborated information paid for by Hillary. And guess what? They denied an American citizen his constitutional rights. And they got their back door right into the Trump campaign through Carter Page. And in December 15th of 2016, we know the Obama officials, they just incidentally spied on Trump officials after Rice, she reportedly unmasked the names of Steve Bannon, Jared Kushner, Lieutenant General, 33-year vet Michael Flynn. Yeah, there was spying, as we have reported, rightly so, many, many times. Now, sadly, that's only one small part of this abuse of power and corruption. Now, throughout the night, we're going to show you the full timeline. We've reported everything. But guess what? After months and months of waiting, truth and justice and facts, in spite of all of them, are now beginning to come cascading down and will drown the proper people. Criminal referrals, the Horowitz report, the Huber report, the release of more closed-door testimony. Yeah, we'll get those FISA applications, Gang of Eight materials, 302s. We're waiting on a Florida court to release information on Christopher Steele that should be very revealing and enlightening. And an answer to this important question. Watch.
Would it be odd that the candidate was never really briefed by the Department of Justice that your campaign may be targeted by a foreign entity?
That is one of the questions I have. I feel normally the campaign would have been advised of this.
Okay. And can you think of a good reason right now why they wouldn't have been?
I'm interested in getting that answer. They had two former U.S. attorneys, in Chris Christie and Rudy Giuliani, involved in the campaign, and I don't understand why the campaign was not advised.
Clearly, there was extreme corruption by a powerful few at the highest level of our government. The evidence of this is riddled throughout the now public transcript of the Baker testimony. Today, Congressman Doug Collins released yet a second day of closed-door testimony from the FBI's former top lawyer. Tonight, we're learning very revealing brand-new bombshells. According to Baker, the DOJ was having open discussions about appointing an independent counsel to investigate the Trump campaign long before Comey was fired. Quote, I don't even remember who said it, quite honestly, but I'm telling you that the topic did come up before the firing. Now, wait. We are told that the 8 days in May, well, after Comey was fired, that's what triggered the special counsel. Well, as it turns out, it was in the works all along. Why? Because Comey, McCabe, Strzok, Page, and all these other deep state officials that thought Hillary should win 100 million to 0 and that we're all smelly Walmart people that are going to vote for Trump. They were desperate to remove Trump from office. Remember, they had an insurance policy. In fact, Baker alleging that McCabe, Page, Rod Rosenstein were discussing removing President Trump, undoing an election by using the 25th Amendment. They even allegedly were bragging that they had 2 administration cabinet members on board with this scheme, this plot, this coup. No joking matter. Baker testified, quote, I took it seriously because my assessment was that they took it seriously. Baker also revealing that Rod Rosenstein offered to wear that wire and spy on the president of the United States without cause, and that no one alerted the president or anyone else about this illegal plot. And keep in mind, prior to Trump's inauguration, James Baker was fed Hillary Clinton's bought and paid for dirty Russian dossier by liberal reporter David Corn and a lawyer associated with the Clinton campaign. Now, the contents of the dossier were being passed around at the highest levels of the DOJ, FBI, intel community around the same time that Clinton was cleared of all charges. Baker testified he thought Hillary Clinton should have been indicted. He's the top lawyer under Comey. Quote, I had that belief initially after reviewing a large binder of her emails that had classified information in them. That is a violation, 18 U.S.C. 793. That's the Espionage Act. Baker said he was persuaded out of it by his colleagues. Now, they wanted the Clinton matter swept under the rug. Even Page and Strzok said, yeah, the fix was in. Yeah, no, they're there, but it's going. All the decisions are made by Loretta Lynch and the Democrats at the Department of Justice. Now, look at our new timeline. How did we get to this point? Let's start. July 10, 2015, FBI opened a criminal investigation codenamed Mid-Year Exam into Hillary Clinton's handling of classified information on that private server. September 2015, Obama's AG, Loretta Lynch, asked the FBI Director Comey to refer to Clinton's criminal investigation, not as the investigation it is, but as a matter. On March 4th, 2016, top FBI officials Strzok, Page, they're busy texting about their utter contempt for Donald Trump, one time calling Donald Trump an idiot, saying that Clinton should win, 100 million to 0. And that we're smelly Walmart voters of Trump. And in May 2nd, rather, of 2016, Comey, Strzok, others drafting a letter exonerating Hillary, changing the language from gross negligence, the legal standard, to extreme carelessness, which it is not, before they ever investigated or interviewed Hillary. And then on June 27, 2016, that's when Lynch met Bill Clinton in a secret meeting on a private plane in a tarmac in Phoenix. July 2nd, 2016, 2 months after the beginning of the exoneration. Other key witnesses Hillary Clinton finally interviewed by Peter Strzok, who hates Trump, and another FBI agent. And on July 5th, Comey officially exonerates Clinton. In that very same month, then the FBI opens a counterintelligence investigation into Trump-Russia collusion. That one's called Crossfire Hurricane. In the very same month, then Associate Deputy Attorney General Bruce Orr meets with Christopher Steele on multiple occasions. But his wife, Nellie, well, works with Steele. In August, Orr shares the contents of Steele's dirty Russian dossier with McCabe, Strzok, Page, even Andrew Weissman and others. Orr warns them that the dossier is campaign op research tainted with bias. It's not verified. Hillary paid for it, and Steele hates Trump. In July, one-time CIA operative Stefan Halper reportedly meets with Trump advisors Page, George Papadopoulos, secretly gathering information for the FBI. Then on August 15th, again, 2016, before the election, Strzok texts Lisa Page about a scenario where Trump gets elected. Quote, we can't take that risk. And they speak of needing the insurance policy. September 2nd, 2016, Page and Strzok text that President Obama wants to know everything we are doing. October 22nd, 2016. Well, that's when the FBI obtained the FISA warrant to surveil Trump campaign associate Carter Page, the bulk of the application relying on Steele's dirty dossier with Russian lies paid for by Hillary. Wow, a whole entry into the entire world of Donald Trump and his campaign. On November 1st, 2016, FBI fires Christopher Steele for lying and leaking. December 15th, Trump is president-elect. Obama intel officials incidentally, quote, spy on Trump officials. Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice reportedly unmasking the names of Bannon, Kushner, and General Flynn. January 2017, Comey briefed the president that the dossier's contents were salacious and unverified. But in October, well, he signed the first FISA warrant. May 9th, 2017, the president fired FBI Director Comey, making Trump hater Andrew McCabe the acting FBI director. He's friends with Page and Strzok. May 17, 2017, Rod Rosenstein appoints Robert Mueller's special counsel. Mueller immediately hires Strzok, Weissman, Jeannie Ray. Weissman, of course, was at the Clinton victory party. Jeannie Ray, the attorney for the Clinton Foundations, and all Democrats and Dem donors to lead the investigation. The majority of the staff, big-time Democratic donors, 0 Republicans hired. June 8, 2017, former FBI Director Comey admits having engineered a leak of his own memo to the New York Times to spur the appointment of the special counsel. Flash forward, March 22nd, this year, nearly 2 years, $30 million later, no collusion, no obstruction, nothing. The evidence is clear. The president was set up by a powerful group of unelected individuals desperate to stop him getting elected and help his opponent, Hillary Clinton, get elected, and then tried to destroy him after the election.